Hey guys, Apex here. I know it's been a long time. Really just kind of needed to take a breather from The Witcher 3. I mean, it's an amazing game. But after a while, I just needed to step back from it and tried some other games out. And definitely wanted to come back and finish this playthrough guide. I know I left off with the Wild Hunt fight. Kind of finishing up and wrapping up the original game, the base game. So essentially just picking up where I left off at the end of the Wild Hunt. Now I'm going into the DLC content, and what you see here is the first major fight of Hearts of Stone, and you gotta fight this big toad dude. And he's not too bad. The trick for him is you've got to really watch his attacks and dodge them, especially that tongue attack that he shoots his tongue out at you and it hurts like a bitch. So gotta be careful with that thing. Two bombs that work really well with this guy. The Superior Dancing Star, you see me here burning him, and he's really susceptible to burn. It does a lot of damage to him. So that's one method, and another bomb that you can use is the Northern Wind Bomb, which freezes him. He's susceptible to freezes, so I think you saw that starting off in the fight where I froze him and I could walk up and get some attacks on him before he snapped out of the freeze. So those two things are very effective against this guy. You just got to make sure you keep your shield up, otherwise this guy will hit very hard and likely kill you quickly on Death March. So just keep that in mind. And on top of his attacks, he's got some poison, so you got to watch out for that on the ground. Anyhow, go through this fight and I'll take you through the next big fight, which pretty much you go through some cutscenes and leads you pretty much right into the next big fight. So I'll walk you into that too.
Before the king we must bring him. On doing so, my honor relies.
So this here leads you into the second fight of the DLC Hearts of Stone, and you're getting drugged along the beach. You got this Ophiri mage that has it out for you, and you know, I won't spoil everything that happens leading up to this, but you essentially end up here without any of your equipment on. So as soon as you can, as soon as the cutscene ends and you're in the fight, you want to go ahead and go to your inventory screen and re-equip all of your stuff, because it's there in your inventory. You just gotta go in and equip it. So you'll see me do that at the start of this. And this guy can be very tricky. He's very shifty. His attacks are, I don't want to say unpredictable, but they're kind of hard to dodge. So just keep that in mind when you're fighting this guy, and I'll show you kind of what I did and how I got through it. So here, of course, go into the inventory screen, get my stuff on. So what I did is I applied my normal decoctions that I used, the Water Hag, the Ekimara, and the Akina decoctions. I also popped a Blizzard Potion because every time I get a kill on these guys, I slow down time. It makes it a lot easier to kill all these ads. So as you see here, time slowed down. I'm just cutting through these guys, and then that'll leave you one-on-one with the mage. Like I said, this guy is pretty shifty. When he teleports, you can try to catch him and get a few hits in, and maybe hopefully one of your bleeds will proc or your poison will proc on him, and then he'll take damage throughout the fight. Otherwise, it's just trying to catch him at the right time in the teleports. Every so often he'll go into this like tornado mode as you see here, so just back up, give him time, he'll pop out of it, and then it's just rinse and repeat. And like I said, you just got to be careful. Some of his attacks come from the sides, so you got to be careful. If you see this ring of like dust that starts around you and kind of closes in on your position, you need to dodge or roll out of the way because that thing's about to hit you. So you just got to be cognizant of his attacks and try to catch him during his teleports. As you see here, with a good DPS build, he goes down pretty quick. So it occurred to me after the two big fights there to start off Hearts of Stone that, hey, I've got Blood and Wine available to me right now. I'm in the right range for the quest, or at least, the beginning quest of the Blood and Wine DLC. And the Blood and Wine DLC is what contains the mutation part of your character screen that really enhances your build and is pivotal in making your build overpowered. So that's what I did. I went ahead and I started on the Blood and Wine content just to unlock mutations for Geralt. And of course, this is the first big guy in the Blood and Wine DLC that you've got to get through so that you can get to the mutation quest line to unlock the mutations. So this big guy is really not too much different from other big guys that you fought throughout the game, giants and cyclopses and all that. So you get in, get some hits in, and get out to dodge his big attacks. It's really rinse and repeat. And as you see here, I let my bleed and poisons do the work for me and get the kill.
Run, Roach.
So after getting the kill there, you see this pop up here about mutations and Grandmaster Witcher gear. And those two things are unlocked with this Blood and Wine DLC. So that's why I went ahead and got into this. Now I still want to go back. I'm still going to go back and knock out the Hearts of Stone stuff, but why not do it with mutations unlocked and Grandmaster gear unlocked? So as you see here, I am still on some of the beginning quests here for Hearts of Stone, but just getting the stuff that I wanted.
Lepiotus visum blanks, a real witcher.
So when you're trotting along in the main city here of Toussaint, this little boy finds you with a letter, and that letter unlocks a quest that leads you to the Witcher mutation. So now you see a little cutscene here with the little boy, and after that I'll have the quest unlocked to get the mutations, and I'll go ahead and on to that.
Sir, a letter for you, sir.
Letter? Who from?
Can't rightly say, sir. I was just to deliver it.
There is something that is very important with this interaction, is that when the option comes up, give him a tip. You'll thank me later. It goes towards getting the sword that is amazing, the Erendite sword. So when the dialogue comes up, give this boy a tip. You will thank me later.
A professor who studied Witcher mutations. Might actually be worth looking into.
Just a quick note before I go on to the mutation quest line. This blacksmith here in Toussaint, he's a Grandmaster blacksmith, so you go talk to him and he'll give you some scavenger hunts for the different Grandmaster gear. So give him a little chat and he'll go ahead and unlock these scavenger hunts. So at this point I've finished the mutation quest line. You see Geralt here in this little chamber, and he's getting his mutations. So after this cutscene, you can go ahead to your character screen and you'll see a whole new section of it unlocked. And some of you might not know what it is, but in the middle of where all your abilities are, there will be a new row of abilities and this big old circle in the middle that's used for mutations, and I'll show you a little bit about that here in a second. But go ahead and go to your character screen and set that up. The mutation that I use specifically in all my builds is Euphoria. It is a broken mutation. I'm surprised that CD Projekt Red has not fixed it or balanced it, but Euphoria is what you want to go for. So you'll see me, I gotta free up some ability points to be able to get that, but I go to a vendor, drink a potion of clearance, and that frees up ability points, and I reassign them and went ahead and unlocked this Euphoria. So eventually where I want to end up with this build is unlocking synergy. And when I put all 5 points in there, what that does is that increases the bonus that I get from these greater red mutagens. And so you see attack power plus 40, you'll see attack power plus 60 once I get the synergy 5 of 5. So I'm going to head that direction. I'm also going to go for killing spree. When you're in a fighting a bunch of guys, every time you kill somebody, it increases your critical chance or critical hit chance. So that's an amazing ability there. Now this Hunter Instinct here, I've heard conflicting reports. I've heard some people say it works, I've heard some people say it doesn't work. I need to do my own testing on it, honestly, and see if I can get anything out of it. If it does work, that would be an amazing ability, but like I said, there are plenty of people who say it doesn't, so I'm going to go ahead and get that tested, see what I can find out from it. As you see here in my build, I've got the 3 fast attack abilities unlocked in my on those ability slots. I've got the 3 strong attack abilities there as well, and I've also got Razor Focus, help build my adrenaline points in the middle of combat. Now onto the general skills that I have unlocked. I've got Cat School Techniques, which increases my fast attack damage and critical damage. I've also got Rage Management unlocked, which allows me to use adrenaline points for signs, which I often use for keeping my Ken Shield up. So those are a couple general abilities that I use. I also am using Gourmet, which allows food that I eat to heal me up, and the healing effect lasts 20 minutes. So it's an awesome ability. I know I haven't really used it much in my builds, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot in this build here moving forward in the DLC content. The 4th general ability that I decided to put on was Focus, and that's because Euphoria increased my sign damage as well as my sword damage. So I wanted to see, I was kind of testing it around and see how I liked it. Because the added sign intensity allows me to use stuff like Igni in the middle of fights and actually be effective, so I decided to give that a shot. Now, it's not something that, is part of an official build of mine, so to speak, but I just wanted to give it a shot. Now, I think ultimately I'm going to end up with Metabolic Control to boost my toxicity by 30 points in place of Focus, but just wanted to give it a shot, like I said. Now, the last 3 alchemy abilities here, Poison Blades, Acquired Tolerance, and Heightened Tolerance, to be able to pop those decoctions and poison your foes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's been a while, but I appreciate your guys' support, and thanks for watching.